You think you're an open book. You pride yourself on being authentic, on being real. Let me tell you something that might shatter your comfortable delusion. Your authenticity is killing your power, destroying your influence, and making you a puppet in games you don't even know you're playing. Every day, you bleed information. Every gesture, every word, every emotional reaction, you're handing ammunition to people who will use it against you. And the worst part? You call it honesty. You call it being genuine. Machiavelli would call it stupidity. Here's what they don't teach you in your feel-good seminars. The world isn't waiting to applaud your vulnerability. It's waiting to exploit it. While you're busy being yourself, others are studying you, cataloguing your weaknesses, noting your patterns. They're playing chess while you're not even aware there's a board. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are, Machiavelli wrote 500 years ago. But you've forgotten this fundamental truth. You've been convinced by modern prophets of transparency that showing everything is somehow noble. It's not noble, it's naive. Tonight, I'm going to show you the 10 fatal mistakes you make every day in front of others. Mistakes that telegraph your weaknesses, reveal your strategies, and hand your enemies the very weapons they need to destroy you. This isn't about becoming fake or manipulative. This is about understanding that in the theatre of social interaction, you're always on stage, whether you realize it or not. You felt it before that moment when you shared too much and instantly regretted it. When you showed your cards too early and watched opportunities slip away. When your honesty became a chain around your neck. But instead of learning from these moments, you dismissed them. You told yourself it was their problem, not yours. Wake up. In the game of power, and make no mistake, every human interaction involves power. Ignorance isn't innocence. It's a death sentence. Machiavelli understood what you refuse to accept. How you're perceived matters more than who you are. The image you project determines your fate more than your intentions ever will. So here's your choice. Keep bleeding power through mindless transparency, or learn the art of strategic presentation. Keep being an open book that everyone can read and manipulate, or master the subtle dance of revelation and concealment. Because whether you like it or not, you're already playing this game. The only question is whether you'll play it consciously or remain a pawn moved by others who understand the rules better than you do. Mistake 1. Never reveal your full ambitions. You think sharing your dreams makes you inspiring. Wrong. It makes you a target. Every time you openly declare your grand ambitions, you're painting a bullseye on your back. Machiavelli knew this truth. Men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities. When you reveal where you're heading, you give others time to block your path. Think about it. How many times have you announced a goal only to watch supporters suddenly become critics? They smile to your face while plotting your failure. Your ambitions threaten their comfort, their position, their ego. By telegraphing your moves, you're giving them a roadmap to sabotage you. The smart move? Let your actions speak. Build in silence. When Cesare Borgia conquered the Romagna, he didn't announce each city he planned to take. He moved swiftly, secretly, presenting each victory as a fait accompli. By the time his enemies understood his full design, it was too late to stop him. Mistake 2. Never show your struggles publicly. Your struggles aren't inspiring, they're intelligence for your competitors. Every time you publicly share your challenges, your difficulties, your moments of doubt, you're handing others a manual on how to defeat you. They're taking notes on your weaknesses while pretending to sympathize. The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves, Machiavelli wrote. When you expose your struggles, you show whether you're a lion or a foxhound, exactly which predator can take you down. Your transparency becomes their strategy guide. Success must appear effortless. When people see only your victories, they assume you're invincible. When they see your process, your sweat, your failures, they realize you're just as vulnerable as they are, and vulnerability invites attack. Mistake 3. Never admit your ignorance openly. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. But you know what's worse than being neither feared nor loved? Being seen as incompetent. Every time you publicly admit what you don't know, you erode your authority. Every "I don't know" chips away at your credibility. This isn't about pretending to know everything. It's about understanding that public admission of ignorance is a luxury you can't afford. When Louis XII of France constantly asked for advice publicly, he appeared weak. When Lorenzo de' Medici sought counsel, he did so privately, maintaining an image of decisive leadership. Master the art of strategic silence. When you don't know something, don't broadcast it. Research privately, learn quietly, then speak with authority. Your knowledge gaps are your business, not public information. Mistake 4. Never lose your temper in public. Your anger is a gift to your enemies. Every time you explode, you reveal your pressure points. You show them exactly which buttons to push. Machiavelli observed that the best fortress is to be found in the love of the people, but your temper demolishes that fortress brick by brick. When you rage publicly, you don't look strong, you look uncontrolled. You transform from a leader into a child having a tantrum. Your enemies catalogue every trigger, every weakness, building a psychological profile they'll use against you when it matters most. The Duke of Urbino lost his state not through military defeat, but through a single public outburst that turned allies into enemies. One moment of uncontrolled anger undid years of careful alliance building. Your temper isn't a weapon, it's a self-destruct button. Mistake 5. Never show desperate need. Desperation is blood in the water, and everyone around you is a shark. When you publicly display need, whether for money, connection, validation, or opportunity, you surrender all negotiating power. You announce to the world that you're willing to accept crumbs. A prince must learn how not to be good, Machiavelli taught. This means understanding that showing need invites exploitation. When you appear desperate, people don't help you, they use you. They offer you the minimum while taking the maximum. Francesco Sforza took Milan not by begging, but by making himself indispensable. He never showed need, he created it in others. When you project abundance rather than scarcity, people come to you. When you project need, you go to them on your knees. Mistake 6. Never celebrate before victory is secured. Premature celebration is the universe's favourite joke. How many times have you seen someone announce their done deal only to watch it crumble? Every public celebration before the contract is signed, before the victory is complete, invites sabotage. Machiavelli warned about the danger of counting unhatched chickens. Men are so false, so insidious, so deceitful and cunning in their wiles. Your celebration signals to competitors that now is the time to strike. You've relaxed your guard, shown your hand, given them a timeline. When Hannibal celebrated after Cannae, instead of marching on Rome, he lost the war despite winning the battle. Your celebration should come after the throne is secured, not while you're still climbing toward it. Mistake 7. Never reveal your true alliances. Your network is your net worth, but broadcasting it makes you worthless. Every time you name drop, Every time you publicly claim connections, you dilute your power. Machiavelli understood that a prince ought to have two fears, one from within, on account of his subjects, the other from without, on account of external powers. When you reveal your alliances, you create both fears. Internal rivals know who to target, external enemies know who to turn. Your openly displayed network becomes a map of pressure points for anyone who wants to isolate and destroy you. True power moves in shadows. When the Medici ruled Florence, their real influence came through invisible networks, not public declarations. The alliances everyone could see were decorations. The ones that mattered remained hidden. Mistake 8. Never share your methods of success. Your methods are your moat. The moment you share them, you invite competition. This isn't about being selfish. It's about understanding that Machiavelli's principle applies. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few really know what you are. Let them see your success, not your system. When you publicly explain how you won, you're training your replacements. You're creating competitors who'll use your own strategies against you. The magician who reveals his tricks isn't Generusci's retired. Cosimo de' Medici built a banking empire not by sharing his financial innovations, but by keeping them secret, while others tried to copy his results without understanding his methods. Your techniques are intellectual property, more valuable than any patent. Mistake 9. Never show contempt for those beneath you. Among the wonderful deeds of Hannibal, this one is enumerated, that having led an enormous army composed of many various races of men to fight in foreign lands, no dissensions arose. Why? Because Hannibal never showed contempt for his soldiers, regardless of their station. Your public contempt creates private armies against you. Every sneer, every dismissive gesture, every moment of open disdain creates an enemy who waits for your fall. The assistant you mock today might be the executive who denies you opportunity tomorrow. Power is temporary. Memories are permanent. When you publicly humiliate those beneath you, you're banking future revenge. The wise ruler makes even the lowest feel valued, not because it's nice, but because it's strategic. Mistake 10. Never display your full strength. Never attempt to win by force what can be won by deception. But here's what Machiavelli left unsaid. Never show your full force, even when you use it. The moment people know your limits, they can plan around them. When you display your full power, you reveal your ceiling. Enemies calculate whether they can outlast you. Allies wonder if you're worth following. But when you keep your true strength hidden, imagination fills the gaps, usually with something far greater than reality. Augustus Caesar understood this. He maintained power not by constantly demonstrating it, but by letting others wonder about its extent. Your true strength should be like an iceberg. The visible part only hints at what lies beneath. The choice, before you. These aren't just rules. They're survival tools in a world that hasn't changed since Machiavelli's time. The names are different, the technology has evolved, but the game remains the same. Power flows to those who understand perception, not those who worship transparency. You have a decision to make. Keep hemorrhaging power through mindless openness, or master the art of strategic presence. Keep being readable, predictable, exploitable. Become someone who moves through the world with intention. This isn't about becoming evil or manipulative. It's about recognizing that every interaction is a chess move, whether you acknowledge it or not. Machiavelli wasn't teaching cruelty. He was teaching reality. And reality doesn't care about your feelings. Tonight, when the noise dies down, ask yourself, How many of these mistakes did I make today? How much power did I give away? How many weapons did I hand to those who would use them against me? If that inventory disturbs you, good. Discomfort is the first step toward mastery, because tomorrow you'll walk into the world either as someone who understands the game or as someone who remains its perpetual victim. The choice, as always, is yours. But remember, in the theatre of power, there are no intermissions. The curtain is always up, the audience is always watching, and your every move writes the script of your fate. Choose wisely, your future depends on it.